Alright, today I'm playing against Count Bela right over here. He is part of the Basque culture group. I'm going to be taking him and trying to revive the old Basque traditions, because they are, I believe, the oldest language group and one of the oldest cultural groups within Europe. So I'm going to be taking him and trying to bring this culture to greatness. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and try to sway William the Bastard right over here to try to get an alliance with him before he becomes the King of England, but I'm not sure how successful that's going to be. Alright, I did manage to sway him. I got really lucky there. So right here. So I am going to be able to pick up an alliance with him. So this is going to be very strong for me. Sorry for the interruption, but I just wanted to say that almost 90% of y'all are not subscribed. So it would just mean a lot to me if y'all hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and you know, that could make the world for my channel. Anyways, back to the video. Alright, I did a claim throne scheme and I managed to get it. So now I have a pressed claim on the Kingdom of Navarra. So that's going to be pretty helpful. Soon I can try to overthrow my own king. Alright, I'm going to go for my war against the Kingdom of Navarra right over here. Now, it does look like France and Aragon are both allied to them, but I do hope that my ally of England will be strong enough to be able to, you know, overpower them. Alright, we got our first battle going. Alright, we did win that, so we're already at 21%. I need my allies to kind of hurry up and send their forces over, though. Alright, getting another battle going. He's not going to be able to take my capital. I am going to hold on to this pretty solidly. Now, where are your forces? Alright, the Kingdom of England has arrived, so now I'm going to go ahead and start sieging down my liege's lands. And first siege off, and we already won the war. So now I finally control all of Navarra, and looks like I have to handle this war too. Alright, I've assembled all my forces. I'm going to go ahead and start marching over to fight off these guys. Alright, 50%, and now I'm going to go siege their capital. If I do win, they're going to pay me 62, so I do think that's pretty worth it. And there we go. He only paid me 39, but that's fine. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and declare war on this guy right over here for the Duchy of Zaragoza, I think that's how you pronounce it. Called in my ally of England again, so I'm going to go ahead and start marching into his capital right over here. Alright, getting this siege off right here. Oh, instantly won that. Did we capture somebody? Yeah, we did, and there we go. Did expand quite a bit. Is this Muslim? Nope. Alright, so I'm pretty secure with my new gains right here, but I am going to have to start consolidating. I am pretty negative in prestige as well, so probably should get that up. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and declare war on this guy. 2 little splinter states did come out from over here, so I do think I should be able to handle it on my own. Alright, catch him in a battle right here. Should be able to beat that force. There we go. And I did manage to beat them right there. And I think I'm going to go for one more county with this guy. Oh, maybe I need to save up some piety first. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and declare a struggle clash to seize all this. It is going to cost me a lot of piety, and it's probably going to it's going to de-rank me to the center trait, but that's fine. I want to take all this land, so I'm going to go ahead and declare it. Alright, we're going to get our first battle going right here. 71%. I think I'm going to march on their capital now. And there we go with this siege. It's taking a lot of land from him. And I'm going to go ahead and declare one more war to seize this last de jure part of my kingdom right over here. Wipe out his armies, and it looks like I did capture him, so quick win right there. Alright, I've been declared on for this county right over here, so I'm gonna have to try to defend against that. And of course I die a day into the war, but it's fine. I can try and manage this. Alright, we got our battle going right over here. Yeah, it kind of went as I expected. We're losing and we are getting more casualties than they are. Alright, I did call in some allies, so we're gonna have to try to get a battle going with them. Hopefully turn the tide of this war. Alright, nice. There we go. Now just gotta quickly try and de-siege this. Alright, looks like we're gonna have to get another battle going right over here. Oh, this guy's offering to help. You know what? I'm gonna have to do that. Alright, let's see how this battle goes. Oh, we're actually gonna win that. Oh, nice. Alright, got the siege to war target back, 26%. Alright, we got a battle going right here. Looks like we're gonna be able to win that one as well. 57%, and I'm gonna try and de-siege this. Actually, no. I'm just gonna hold the war target. That's safer. Alright, let's go for another battle right here. Should funnel in and destroy them. There we go. Alright, we should get ticking war score. Yep, that's a nice win. It's gonna pay me 500. So that's gonna cover all my debts for, you know, calling in this guy. Alright, this guy's looking pretty busy right now. He's preoccupied with 2 wars. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a struggle clash. Let's go for just these provinces right here, because these are part of de jure, Aragon, and Catalonia right over here. Alright, my allies have arrived, and we should be able to get this siege off right here. Alright, they're trying to siege down my lands. Ooh, that's not good. Is that a struggle clash? Yes, it is. Oh, it's even worse. He's trying to take over my entire realm. Oh, with that battle right there, I did end up actually winning. Because I did capture him. So I'm going to go ahead and enforce that. And now I can go ahead and focus on dealing with these Castilian invaders. Alright, let's get our first battle going in the mountains right over here. Oh, I do need to pay for not pursuing the crusade. But my allies are arriving, so should still be able to beat them. There we go, 28%. Alright, caught some of his forces there, 48%. Let's get a siege off in his land right over there. Alright, now he's... I don't know why he's not sieging the war target. He's coming all the way... Actually, that is part of the war target. He's going for my whole kingdom. Alright, catch his forces right here. Oh yeah, we can destroy them. So how much is he going to pay me? 343 gold. It's not bad. You know, I'm thinking we get a little bit of payback for what he just did to us, and I claim the title of Castile for myself, and then I declare war on him to take this entire kingdom away from him. Alright, I caught his armies all the way up here for some reason, so I'm gonna go ahead and just try to destroy them. Alright, nice 28%. And then now I'm going to just go to his land and start sieging those down. Alright, getting a nice siege on his capital right here. 79%. Let's go siege this now. He's trying to siege down my capital, but he can't even do it. So this siege is going to obviously beat that. 96%. Can I get another battle? Yep. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and destroy his armies, and that should win us the war. Alright, there we go. And Castile is now part of me. It's probably a lot of titles to hand out. Yep. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and declare war on France for the Duchy of Gascony right over here. My allies are pretty strong, so I should be able to overpower him. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I decided to come into the mountains, so I'm going to go ahead and start a battle with them. Should be able to beat their forces. Yep, there we go. Trickled in by one. And now we're at 50% war score. Alright, getting a siege off right here. 62%. Alright, I did accidentally get a battle with some random dudes, so I am going to have to fight that. The French forces trying to retake this, so wipe them out real quick. Oh, I think I stack wiped them. Nice. So now I should be able to see. Oh, I didn't. Alright, it's fine. Alright, getting another siege off right here. We're at 74%. Oh, they're in a battle with my allies. Might want to... Actually, nah, they got it, so I can continue sieging. Alright, I'm getting another siege off right here, 82%. Okay, now we're at 99% and we control the whole war target, so just let it tick over. And there we go. Just took Gascony right over there. Alright, now I am very stressed out, so I am probably going to host a feast right here, try to, you know, lower that. Alright, I did manage to get my stress down a lot, so that's looking pretty good. This little county right here is kind of bothering me, so I'm going to go ahead and just declare war to seize that. Alright, getting that siege off right over here. And his army's trying to siege there, so I better go and fight them. Alright, caught a battle with them. Wiped them out, 62%, and we should get ticking war score. Oh, France joined the war. That's not good, but he did just land, so we probably will beat them in that battle. Yep, there we go. And there we go, it ticked over. Quick war right there. Alright, I have been holding off on taking this decision, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it now. I'm going to champion the faith of the country Basques. Perhaps there's another path. A return to the countryside. It is no secret that I have had issues with my Catholic faith. I find it disinteresting, and worse, thoroughly enthralled to powers I have little to no control over. At last, though, I think I found solace with Ezra Zaharak. The rural syncretics of this minor sect have no judgment for me, only giddy excitement at the prospect of becoming something more than local lore keepers. Excitement that perhaps leaves them open to suggestion. So I'm getting a lot of different decisions I can take for reforming the faith and converting over to it. But I think I might just stick with the most, like, authentic form of it. I think this is what it is. Yeah, champion of the old ways. So it's going to give me a lot of monthly piety and same faith opinions. So I'm going to go ahead and convert that. And does it convert any counties? Yes, it does. It converted only a few, but I think it also converted some of my vassals. Yeah, only a few of them converted, but should be able to just force them, you know, with a decision. So looking pretty good right now. Alright, I did get an event conversion. With my decision to convert to Era Zaharak, I managed for a Sorgina to come over to my court and conduct the rites. While I don't really believe the drivel that the Sorgina spouts, there were enough political advantage to converting that I knew I needed to do this sooner or later. Regardless of my reasons, I can take comfort in knowing that the majority of my realm stands united under the powers, a true Era Zahara realm. So I get two decisions, glory to Mari, or at least I can have Gomez to guide me. So basically, I just get nothing, or I have this guy recruited to my court, so why not? And I'm also converting lots of my vassals with that. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take my first pilgrimage to one of our holy sites. I think I'm going to go to Cordoba right down over here. Maybe not because of that plague. Maybe I should just stick close and go to Vizcaya right over here. Alright, I see a huge opportunity over here. I can declare war on the Kingdom of France to try to take over the entirety of it. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. Getting our first sieges done right over here. I think we should be able to be fine because I do believe that they are distracted with another war right now. Yeah, they're busy fighting whatever this is. Yeah, we're getting a whole bunch of sieges off. I think that I have more allies coming in, so this should be a really fast process. Alright, I do see some of their forces down over here. Go ahead, catch them. Missed their main army, but... Alright, there we go. 74% total. I've just been sieging all bunch right up here. Full-on carpet siege right now. Ooh, that is bad. He is trying... I am getting another war right now that's... it's only trying to seize one little county, so I'm going to prioritize taking all of France. Alright, that's 95%. Maybe one more siege and I should be good. But I'm going to go ahead and call my allies into this war against that guy so they won't despawn their troops. Oh, actually, France is trying to de-siege this over here, so I'm going to try and get a battle with them. My allies should follow me. We should be able to destroy their forces, and that might win us the war. Alright, there we go. So I've taken over all of France. Now time to focus on defending against these guys. That's a pretty big army. Alright, we are going to get a battle going right over here. See if we can win that. Yeah, that's not looking pretty good. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and surrender this war. There's no real point in fighting this out. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and declare a struggle clash against Barcelona right over here. He only has 400 men, so we can just crush his forces. And we also captured him, so that war took no time. Alright, I'm going to declare war on this guy to seize this little county back right here. Alright, they are sieging down a bunch of my land, but I am having my allies come over here. I am a little bit worried about fighting him directly though, because he's a conqueror, so I want to make sure I have all my troops ready. Alright, I'm also going to go ahead and call in some mercs, because I actually am like really scared of their conqueror trait guy, so just trying to get as strong as an army as I can. Alright, let's get our first battle going. Oh, having an uprising as well. I'll handle them in a bit. But first I want to take out these guys. I'm going to decline that. Alright, there we go. Should wipe out their force. There we go. And now just go siege down his land right there. Okay, I'm going to get it off real quick. 19%. Looking good. Now let's de-siege all the stuff they took. Alright, we're up to 79%. Let's get another battle going with these guys. Alright, there we go. Another battle. We're at 92%. I think we just need one. Actually, we can take it over. So I'm going to go ahead and start marching up to fight these French people. Alright, that war did take over. So I'm going to go ahead and seize that. And then now I'm going to have to fight these French populists over here. It's going to be a little bit annoying to do. Oh, wait. What happened there? I guess I destroyed all their main forces, so that's nice. Alright, now I'm able to take the decision to restore old Vasconia. Our lands returned. Old Vasconia restored. Over centuries, the Basques were steadily quartered into the Pyrenees, harried on each side by encroaching invaders. Now, with a great part of his ancestors' homelands recovered, King Vela II has declared himself King of Vasconia, claiming the lost tracts as part of a new Basque kingdom. Neighboring people see this change in fortune as merely an aberration in the history of the region, and surely look for the earliest opportunity to redress this upset. We shall not be cowed again. So we also... oh, there's another event. Old Vasconia restored. For centuries, we Basque implacably weathered our misfortunes with grit and determination. As if hewn from the ancient Pyrenean rock, we stood fast against countless invasions waiting for the opportune moment to strike. Those dark days are behind us, and we finally have succeeded in taking back the lands of our forefathers. Now the heart of a free, new kingdom of Vasconia. Having suffered history's harshest lessons, I vow that we will never again allow ourselves to be harried from our homes. Under my leadership, we can achieve anything, or we shall not be cowed again. I'm gonna go for the title, The Great. So now we own Vasconia, and the kingdom is actually pretty big, so we're looking pretty good right now. Alright, I have been working on a legend, and right now I just finished it, and it gave me the Evangelize to the Rome decision, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that. And now, all of these lands have been converted to Era Zahara, so our faith is growing strong within my realm. I think I'm gonna end it off here. I did enjoy this run, actually. I really enjoyed it a lot. As you can see, we've expanded it, Vasconia, to be pretty big. I mean, we have a lot of de jure land right over here. We even control some of southern France, and it's actually expanding into the actual main French de jure land. So this is a pretty strong run. If you did enjoy, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps the channel a lot, and I'll see you all in the next video.